Jerry West passed away at the age of 86, and we want to send our thoughts and prayers and our condolences to that entire family. So thank you, Jerry West, for the great person you've been, and being a great basketball player and a great general manager and everything you did for the game of basketball.
I have to admit that I actually am a fan now of the Celtics, and they are like one of my teams. So
okay. Are they one of your teams or are they your team? What is it? Are they your team?
Well, I feel that you can have two. I feel you can have two main teams.
You can't have two main teams.
Yes, you can. You can.
No,
you can have two.
No, you have to have one main team.
Well, I've got two main teams.
Oh my gosh.
This is former Chicago Bear Desmond Clark. And y'all hear me on many podcasts, but when y'all hear me on Pick'em Pros, y'all know it's all about family. This ain't just business.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know who it is. I am Derrick Thompson.
And I'm Diego Thompson.
And who are we?
I am the Pick'em Pro. Once again, it's looking like I'm going to pick another NBA Finals right. And you are going to pick another one wrong. See, the only reason you got last year's right was because I picked it. I picked the Nuggets too. You just copy me. That's what you got to do from now on to win these picks, man.
We are the Pick'em Pros coming back at you in the house with a special night episode of Who You Got, father-son dynamic duo, episode 97. Yeah, man. Why don't you turn that, hit that light? All right. All right, there we go. That's a little better. We'll go with the darker.
Perfect. Can see my hat.
We'll go with the darker.
Awesome.
We'll go with the darker look. So we are in
Kip likes my hat.
Yeah, we're in Pinehurst here. Checking out the U.S. Open, so we're out of town checking this out. But, man, we're here to talk about the NBA Finals. Got the recap of that Game 3. Man, hey, let's dive into it. This is the time for us to recap. We'll talk about Game 4, if there's any kind of Game 4 here. And definitely take your questions and comments and go into it. So it's been a lot of barter back and forth, so we can't wait to get into that. And we'll absolutely hit the comments. So flood those as we go. But first, man, hey, let's give you your opportunity to go ahead and take your victory lap, man, and give us the recap on Game 3.
So I am indeed going to take my victory lap because everybody was doubting me, okay? A lot of people were picking the Mavs, even though the Vegas did have Boston as the favorites. But everybody on every single poll online, on our polls in the comments, everybody was saying Mavs. And after my post, after every single game, after the first game, like, oh, it's a little too early. Second game, it was like, oh, Mavs in 6, the refs, whatever. And, now without Porzingis, they were like, this is going to be a game that's going to be in it. And the Celtics proved they don't need Porzingis to win. Tatum and Brown were both awesome. Well, Tatum was good in the first half. He wasn't as efficient in the second half, but did hit some pretty big shots. Brown was fantastic in the second half. He scored 24 of his 30 points in the second half. Also had 8 rebounds, 8 assists to go with the complete stat line, over 50% from the field. Tatum was a little bit below that. Tatum was also 4 of 13 for 3. So that wasn't so great, but still Brown was able to help him late in the game. Al Horford made a few big threes. Sam Hauser shouted at him for going 3 for 4 from the 3-point line in 14 minutes. And that was big. Peyton Pritchard, everybody, Derrick White with his 16. It was just a real team effort, And then even though the refs were against them a little bit with some actually, never mind. Al Horford had a few critical turnovers late in the game. I was talking about the Mavs.
Okay.
Al Horford had a few critical turnovers late in the game, but they were able to figure it out. And he rebounded himself. He had some pretty big plays in that game. So, yeah.
For sure,
So I'm good. I'm good now. I just had to get that off my chest.
You got that. You got that off your chest. Now, I mean the Celtics were just getting much easier shots than the Mavs. All the Mavs shots were, contested shots, fading. Just the degree of difficulty was very high for the shots for the Mavs. And you got two guys, Luka and Kyrie. Kyrie finally stepped up, finally showed up to the party.
Like 34, I think.
And look great. But again, just not enough support, not enough help. Any little mistake that they made, the Celtics would just jump on it. And the Celtics aren't even firing on all cylinders. And then again, don't have Porzingis. So
definitely, that's a big part.
So you could tell that they were deflated in that second half. You could really see it. Now they found something.
They came out.
They came back.
I mean, I think the fear of going down 3-0 really it fired them up to go on that 13-point lead early in the game. But then the Celtics came back and had the lead, and they ended up going up 20. So for sure. Hey, shout out to Dwayne Thompson, my little bro. So he was out there, is in Dallas, was at the game, sent us a video. So we played. Gave a shout out to or rest in peace to Jerry West. So definitely think our thoughts and prayers are with their family. So thanks for that video, Dwayne. You also made a prediction, but we're not going to play that video. So don't worry about that. But much love to you, bro, and happy you were able to get out there and check out the game. So hey, let's hit some of these comments because we know there's a lot that's coming in. Let us know if you have any questions as well. But we see Brown Finals MVP, Josh Burke. Easily.
I think that's the consensus. Let us know because Tatum was struggling a bit, although he was doing a lot of the extra work, a lot of the dirty work in those first two games, playing defense, being a good teammate, being a leader, doing all those things. But Brown was definitely the better player, but Tatum hit some big shots today and definitely played a lot better today. So let us know who's your MVP so far. And then we're trying to follow the comments on IG as well. My man Cook, D Cook said can't have two main teams. So you were talking about our intro there. So that's a funny ongoing banter
Jalen with the fire
with us there. Yeah. And then we're saying Tatum was frying. Don't want to hear Tatum slander. So to Kidville. Well, I don't know. I mean, Tatum is a all-time great player. But I mean, even in this series, I mean, he's still not the MVP. So, and again, I don't think that's slander to him. It's just that Brown is just being more consistent than Tatum is right now.
Even today was Tatum's best game. He got 31.6 rebounds, 5 assists, but he was 11 of 26 from the field and 4 of 13 for 3. When Brown's putting up the same amount of points on higher efficiencies, and he's getting more rebounds, more assists, and playing defense on Luka. I think you got to give him the MVP at this point.
Definitely. So Silas, I'm trying to follow the chat. So I know you said Iggy won it by limiting LeBron. So Silas, tell us who your MVP is right now. So I love to see that in the comments when you can.
But when Brown is the primary defender on Luka, if you watch the game, he's always playing tight defense on him.
He plays them tight.
And Luka doesn't score on him, but they usually try to switch Luka off him to get him on a worse defender, so he's able to score easy.
And the other thing that I think is helping the Celtics with their D, especially by Brown being the main defender and what went against Dort, because Dort was a great defender with OKC, but Dort would get those 2 quick fouls in the first quarter, like foul. He'd be on the bench.
That's why we picked the OKC to beat him.
Yeah, and then Luka would just go crazy from there. But with the Celtics and with Brown being max player, $300 million guy, he's got that clout to where the refs aren't calling it like that with him. So they're actually letting these Boston Celtics play defense on them. Yeah, and that definitely is a big difference for sure. Yeah. So D Cook said Brown is the MVP so far. Drew Holiday and Tatum are playing great too, but Brown is the MVP. Yeah, I think I
have Drew Holiday
agree
over
with that.
Tatum, maybe.
Man,
second.
And man,
Drew's been playing great.
Holiday is playing so. He's doing everything you would have thought when they picked him up. When they picked him up. Everybody just you knew that was such a great fit, but he's doing that, and they've got what I see in the Celtics is that I've never seen before, and I didn't even see it in these playoffs yet until the finals, and I always wondered, okay, are they Kansas City Chiefing it during the regular season, and are they Kansas City Chiefing it during the playoffs? Meaning, you're kind of coasting, you're really not playing the full type of offense or defense that you're going to play when it really matters. And I see some of that. But my whole point is they have a certain look in their eye that I haven't seen. They remind me.
This is what I've been saying.
They remind me a lot of how Golden State was 2 years ago when they played. You can really see the experience. That, you saw the experience that Golden State had in the poise to, pull that out 2 years ago, and you see that this year. And I think that Drew Holiday has a lot to do with that. So I really, really like
He's
that.
won before. The experience of him, Tatum, Brown, White, Horford, they all were there 2 years ago and they lost. So they all just really want to get it because of all the disappointments they've had in the past.
For sure. So Club 305 Poker Sports said Tatum's coming with the broom game 4 and taking the MVP. Now, you know what? That would be so Jason Tatum, though.
Yeah.
Coming, drop 50 in game 4 and then take the MVP. I wonder how Brown would feel about that.
Taking all the he's been taking a lot of criticism. And for Brown to get MVP, that would I don't think he'd feel some type of way. He wouldn't show it, of course, but I think inside he'd feel something.
Right. Oh man. Okay, D Cook says C's are winning this for Big Al Horford. I love the focus on faith in God from our coach Joe. Yeah, and Coach just so those are two things. Thanks for bringing that up, D Cook. So those are two things that I want to transition to. Big Al Horford, and Coach Joe. So those are two things. So let's start with Al Horford. Man, this guy is just a marvel. I mean, we talk about LeBron. We talk about a lot of the guys that are older that take care of themselves. They play at a high level, and of course, we're not saying Al Horford is LeBron. But man, he just does so much for the team. Is in an amazing shape. Looks like he's 25. But man, talk about Al Horford and what he does for the Celtics.
He's played a great role this season, just being the experience. He is 38. Just knowing where to be on the court, his basketball IQ. He's still able to play solid defense. Actually, even if you put him on Luka, he's not that bad on him. And hitting the shots in the corner, he seems to be unstoppable from that corner three once he gets hot. So he's been great for the team.
And then Coach Joe, because I know I've been super critical of Coach Joe. Because I hated the shot selection of the Celtics, and I never felt that they played the same defense that they played when they had Udoka. But just talk about Coach Joe and some of the the great moves that he's made and how he has the Celtics playing.
Well, I think he's different from Coach Udoka, because he's a really smart guy. Like he makes a lot of really good decisions. Like his challenging, he's always seems to know what to do with that, making challenges and stuff. And to start Horford over Porzingis in the first 2 games of the finals was big because they could have easily inserted Porzingis back in the lineup and possibly mess up the chemistry of the lineup with Horford in it. But they kept that going, then brought Porzingis and he was able to do his thing. So I like his strategies, and he may not be like the just alpha, yelling all rah like Udoka was, but I think he's good for the team,
Yeah, we have to give him his props. I mean, he's made all the right moves in these playoffs, and like HXNR3, thanks for your comment. It said we've all been critical of Coach Joe, to be honest, and yes, I think that's a great comment. Is why we had to put that up there. I think a lot of us, hey, myself included, there's no way in the world I would have picked anybody outside of the Celtics if they still had Udoka. You know what I mean? Like there wouldn't have been zero doubt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when the money was on the table, I just didn't trust the Celtics shot selection and just some of the mistakes they made in the past. But it looks like
I like
are
the way,
overcoming that.
Even in the game 3, they were moving the ball really good at times, like just playing a little Golden State Warrior-ish, actually. Like their ball movement.
Yeah. And then Club 305 Poker Sports said the only bad thing about this final is that it's not competitive at all. And so that's interesting. Yeah, I agree with that to an extent, disagree a little bit. So as far as it being 3-0, right, there's no debate about that. And a lot of the series, I think just these playoffs as a whole have been a bit disappointing. With all the sweeps that we've had and whatnot, it's just it hasn't seemed to have been as competitive as we thought it would be, for sure. With this series, though, I mean, the Mavs, man, game 2 and game 3, they jumped out, to a quick lead, looked good. But then the Celtics just walked them down, and then the Mavs would make a late run, kind of make a run or whatever. So they had their moments.
They just
but as a whole, I think just these NBA playoffs, unfortunately, just have not been as competitive as we would have loved them to be. It actually, the one thing that I was right about this year was the real NBA Finals was the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets. So,
yeah, you're right. I mean, with the competitiveness, like that was a great series. And I think that was easily the best series of the playoffs.
Man.
Even though there's a ton of storylines this series, and all 3 of them been good games. It's just it is still 3-0. So.
Yeah.
It's a close, could be a close sweep, as some like to say.
Like the what was that? The Nuggets Lakers last year.
You said Mavs in 5. It's a close sweep.
Close sweep.
We'll give you that. Mavs in 5, people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see. D Cook. So much of the credit to the C's has been GM Brad Stevens. Yeah, Brad Stevens done a great job. Got you Drew Holiday, which, man, Drew Holiday, I still can't believe he ended up with Holiday. Like, who would have thought that
was
happened?
a great pickup.
And then Porzingis. No one talks about Marcus Smart anymore. I mean, those moves were crazy.
You don't even hear about Grant Williams.
No,
Grant Williams on the Hornets now.
He's in
Robert
Siberia.
Williams, I don't know where he is, and Marcus Smart is on the Grizzlies, which was Siberia this year. His jaw was hurt. So
crazy. All right, well, hey, let's transition. We're not gonna stay on here too long tonight. We'll let you guys get to where you got to get to tomorrow, but let's talk a little bit about game 4. Is this going to be any type of matchup here? So what do you see happening in game 4?
I see.
And tell us in the comments as well. But go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the Celtics sweep. I'm gonna go with the sweep. I was originally gonna say Celtics in 5, but I'm gonna go. I like the momentum they have. I don't think they want to take the extra plane ride. Even though it'd be great to win in Boston, I just think they really want to close this out and win it. And they are on a mission. They look like how Steph was looking in 2022. and I have a feeling that they're going to lose one game, but I'm going to just roll with it. I'm just keep going with the Celtics.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is tough because, yeah, you can see the deflatedness on the Mavs and all that. I'm going to say the Mavs win it. I'm going to say the Mavs win this and it goes 5. I know a lot of Boston fans, especially in our comments. I know a lot of Boston fans, again, you don't want to play with fire. When you have the opportunity to close it, win the championship, we know, you certainly want to do that. But I don't think many Boston fans will be too upset if they lose game 4, because then they're going to put everything into game 5. And there's nothing like winning it at home. And the other thing I put into, I know that it's similar to the series, the Western Conference Finals, between the Mavs and the Timberwolves, how Ant-Man and them put so much into that game 4 because they did not want to get swept. And I know Luka doesn't want to get swept. I know he doesn't want to get swept. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think they're really going to come out, sustain it, and then if Dallas punches them in the mouth, is Boston really going to push? To close it.
I wonder if Porzingis is going to play. I think he's the X. If Porzingis, I'm not saying any if. I'm gonna stick with my Boston pick for game 4.
Right.
But if Porzingis plays, I think it's a done deal. If he's able to give him 20 minutes, then I think they win.
Yeah. No, there's no way Porzingis plays. There's no way Porzingis plays. Yeah, no way. No, they're not. I mean, no, because for them to be as cautious, I mean, why? I mean, he's up. That clearly.
I think he'll want to at least play some if they happen to win the championship.
No, he's already played. I mean, he was a big contributor in those first 2 games. It's clearly a serious injury. And Boston's being very careful with him. They're up 3-0.
So there's buy him extra game.
Yeah, there's no reason. I mean, if
he's actually really healthy, then
if Porzingis was going to play, it would be later. But there's no way he plays in game 4. Yeah, there's no way that happens. That happens at all. So let's see this. Instagram comment: Celtics cooking up Texas brisket for championship dinner Friday night. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. So
how slow are you cooking it, man?
See,
how is it going? Now, 50 degrees.
Let's get to that, because I had a couple posts cooked up, but I was like, you know what? I didn't want to take away from yours. You know what I mean?
Really?
I didn't want to.
When does that happen?
I didn't want to. I didn't want to LeBron James you. Okay. You know what I mean? I didn't want to LeBron James LA Laker you, and you know what I mean, kind of take nerve away, because we all know when Jerry appears, it gets a lot of views and a lot of comments. So I wanted to kind of keep that back.
You'll be pulling out sad Jerry on Friday. Actually, Jerry might be happy because you can focus on football.
Yeah, for real. And so to get to our guy, well, I'm just gonna say Henry here. He said, "All right, guys, time to look for the NFL season." Yeah, I think a lot of people may agree with you. Really excited. Yeah. So quick plug for that. So when the NBA season ends, we're still going to be going live we might take like a week off or so, but so we're going to go live after the Friday game, and we'll go live after every NBA finals game for the duration of the finals, however long that is. That's 1 game, 2 games, whatever. We'll go live then. So we're not going to have a Saturday show. We'll go live at the end of every NFL final game. But then after that, our shows are going to be about fantasy football primarily. So we'll be giving our rankings on all that. So our rankings on the top receivers, quarterbacks. So that's going to be the focus of the shows primarily in the summer. And then, of course, when NFL season starts, then it's just going to be, our weekly picks for all the games. But let's hit some of these comments here. And then if we got time, I got one other big topic. If we have time, I'd like to touch on Caitlin Clark. And get everybody's opinion on that. But let's see. Josh said, shout out to Josh in Cleveland, man. Brown and Tatum both gonna have good games, both get 30 points. All right. Josh, what happened to you saying Mavs in 6? LOL. Yes. So again, Josh, man, this meal, a lot of people got caught up in this meal that I was cooking, man, and so I decided to go ahead and have some burnt ends. I want to have some more burnt ends for you because that's the best part of barbecue is really the burnt ends, right? You know, most barbecue joints, they've got the burnt ends on, you know, Mondays and Thursdays or whatever. So I wanted to have some more burnt ends.
Not Friday.
And Josh, you saw that comeback. You saw that comeback. Even Diego was there. All y'all saw that comeback. All right. So again,
comeback to what?
Like it
what
was.
Did that comeback result in?
Well,
it resulted in a 7 point loss.
Yeah, because then they threw Luka out the game. But
okay,
like it was famously said by a Celtic, don't let us get one. Remember that. Don't let us get one. So remember that, Josh. All right.
you can have one. That will just allow Boston to win in Boston. It'll be even sweeter. You can actually have one.
Oh, for sure.
We don't have a problem with it.
Hey, and Brandon, hey, yes, no doubt. You can definitely get in the fantasy football league. So as a matter of fact, so we have to start. We'll start a Pick'em Pro fantasy football league. So we play in some other very competitive fantasy leagues, but clearly with Pick'em Pros and, you know, the family that we're building here, we're going to have a fantasy football league. So we'll figure something out around that. And also, Brandon and everybody, during the NFL season, you know, as we're making our picks, we pick every single game throughout the entire NFL season. As we're doing that, we'll keep track. We keep track of ours, but then we'll have a way for everyone that is in our portal to also make their picks, and you can keep track and you compare your picks with ours. So all that's going to be there. Also, with our NBA playoff bracket challenge, we had a pair of shoes on the line, a pair of shoes up to $300 value. And Aiden got to get his last name, but it looks like if Boston holds on, Aiden is going to win that. And we actually don't know who he is. Aiden, got to go back and catch his last name here. Let me see if I can find it. So Aiden Garber, Garber. So Aiden, if you're watching, man, hey, hit us up, reach out, let us know what shoes you want. That's up to $300 value because it looks like you may be winning those shoes.
I came in second.
So, all right, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh man, okay. All right. We'll
so
see.
Close.
Yeah.
If I hadn't picked the Denver Nuggets.
So hey, one last since it's almost midnight here. One last comment here. And we may touch on this a little more next on Friday after the game. But Caitlin Clark, I would love to get your comments on this. You know, she was not selected for the Team USA basketball, right? And I would love to just know what first of all, give us your take on that, and then we'll take comments, and I'll give my take on it.
I think she should have made the team just because, well, first of all, I think she's better than a lot of the people that were on the roster anyway. Some people say that she wasn't, and that's fine. That's their opinion. But I think she's better than probably about half maybe of the people on the team.
Yeah.
So, and also on the Fever, she is getting double teamed a lot. She's getting pressure, which is causing her to make a lot of turnovers. She's actually making great plays for her teammates, but they're not capitalizing on it as well. But if she's on the Olympic team, they're going to finish the plays. She can be able to shoot open threes and really ball out. It's just going to be awesome. So I think she should have made the team.
Yeah, I agree. And Brandon, man, if you're still watching, I'd love to get your take on Caitlin Clark and if you think she should have made it. But yeah, I was very disappointed with that. And the argument that I don't like, so all the basketball experts are saying that from a marketing standpoint, Caitlin Clark, you know, that's the only reason she should have been on the team, was maybe from a marketing standpoint to grow the game because she's so popular. But I really think that's a slight to her skill. I feel that
she was just averaging like 32 and 12 in college.
Yeah, I feel that all the basketball experts are using her popularity to diminish her skill set. And I don't think that's right. And they're not really giving her the proper due on just how good she is. You know, she's a phenom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, you look at what Caitlin Clark does on an awful team. just imagine what she would do on a stack team when you can't double her and just guard her all the way up the court. And as great of a shooter as she is, she would be an amazing asset for Team USA basketball. So, I mean, they're saying who you gonna take off? Take everybody off except
half Asia.
Yeah, except Asia. That's the only
Asia's
person
been balling, but
outside of her, Taurasi, all of them, they can all go because none of them can do what Caitlin Clark does. So she's not just a popularity contest. No, she's extremely skilled. So I wish people would stop just making it seem like she's popular and not super talented. So really but we'll have to dive into that more later for sure. All right. Well, hey man, we'll see if we'll see what we get in game 4. And we'll see what we have, but it's not looking too good. Oh, here we go. Hold on. We got comment from Josh. So he said NBA became a global brand thanks to the Dream Team in '92. If the WNBA wants to be a global brand, they need Clark and Angel Reese to be on the USA team. So that is a comment from Brandon
and Christian Laettner was
to
on
Josh. And was on there. And again, and I agree. And so again, to my point, yes, if the WNBA wants to be a global brand, they should have Caitlin Clark. But I also think even beyond being a global brand, just if they want to win the gold medal, I really feel from a basketball standpoint, she gives them a better chance to win. So I don't think it's just marketing or growing the game. I think her skill set is unmatched and one that would be so valuable to that team. And I haven't heard anybody say that. Like even the people that are fighting for her to be on that think it was a mistake, they think it's a mistake because of growing the game. I haven't heard one person say, no, okay, even beyond that, it's a mistake because she's talented enough to be there. And that's, kind of how we feel, but we seem to be in the minority about that. All right, cool. Well, hey, thanks for all the love and support. We'll continue to go at it on social media. We're going to get back to it. We're going to be at the U.S. Open tomorrow. We're going to be following Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, yeah.
Bryson. We're going to be following their group. So, hey, you still have on our Instagram channel, which is the Pick'em Pros, you have until noon Thursday to submit who's going to win. Go to our IG, submit who's going to win and put the score. And if you're the closest if you get the winner and get the closest score, you'll get a $100 Nike gift card. All right, guys. Well, hey, have a good night. We will see you next time. Until then, you know how we sign off. Pick 'em pros. See you later. Thank you.